Good evening, friends. Welcome to the workshop on qualitative data analysis. Qualitative data analysis is a very upcoming area, and as you know that we are also running our consulting firm. The demand of qualitative data analysis is so high that every week we are getting one project on especially qualitative data analysis, and not only from India, from other countries also. So the biggest challenge in qualitative data analysis is that which software we should use. So we have used many softwares in qualitative data analysis. So we started with NVivo, then we also tried Atlas TI, then Max QDA, then now we have some artificial intelligence based qualitative data analysis software. So I'm thinking of designing a workshop where I can use both kind of softwares. One is the manual softwares and second is the AI based software. So in this workshop, I will take most of the session on Max QDA, and it is one of the fantastic software I found. I will also take some session on artificial intelligence for qualitative data analysis. So if you combine both the Max QDA and the artificial intelligence, so it will give you fantastic results. So this is the idea of the workshop. And not only this, the theoretical background is very, very important. You should know what is qualitative data analysis. Because if you know what is qualitative data analysis, then applying qualitative data analysis in these softwares is very easy. So I have seen many YouTube videos. All of them are talking about the software that you press this button, you press this button. Actually, that is not sufficient because you should know why we are doing this. So today, I am going to introduce the basics of qualitative data analysis. And because today is the first day, I just want to know that at what stage you are at present. Means you yourself consider as a expert, intermediary, or a beginner, or very basic zero. So I want to know. So at what stage you are in? So you can type in the chat box so that I can have an idea that with whom I'm dealing with. Mm. Okay. So I assume that most of you are beginners, and so I start with very basic. Most of you are saying that you are a beginner stage, so I'm assuming that you are at zero. And the benefit of this assumption is that I can explain small things, so it is easier for all. So today, I'm going to start the basic concepts of qualitative data analysis. And when we talk about qualitative data analysis, one more concept is very, very important. That is known as natural language processing. Because most of the softwares are working on the algorithm of NLP, natural language processing. So we are working on natural language processing from last 1 year. So I am also incorporating the natural language processing in this workshop. And the combination of the qualitative data analysis and natural language processing will build your basic. And once you are clear with the basic, you will feel very comfortable with the software. Now I'm going to start. And I will share all PPTs with you, and you can find out all these PPT in the Google Drive. Okay. So welcome. Now, what is the meaning of qualitative? The first question comes that what is qualitative? Because there are many confusions that this is qualitative, this is quantitative. So first of all, let's explain the basic concept. So when we compare the qualitative and quantitative, the first difference comes in the data. In quantitative, you can see in quantitative, the data is number data. In quantitative, I'm talking about quantitative. And non-number data is qualitative. So we have SPSS software, then many other software which are purely quantitative. And we are having the software which are purely qualitative. But you are happy by knowing that the max QDA can handle both. 90% it is qualitative, but some portion of quantitative it can also handle. And when you combine qualitative and quantitative, this is called mixed method approach. So max QDA basically it is qualitative, but can handle some portion of the statistical analysis. So mixed method is there. Now, when we say number data, so number data means 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the question is that when I say non-number data, so what is this non-number data? So I'm just explaining the what is non-numeric data. Non-numeric data is called text. One of the example is text, like newspaper, articles, research papers, PDF, Word file. So these are all text data. Normally, we have the text data in docs form, doc, MS Word. We have PDF form. So normally we use PDF files and doc files in the text data. Then the second data is the image data. Image, we have pics, and the format we are using is .jpeg and PNG. There are two format of images. So we can use two format of images. And after that, we are having some audio file, video file, and the social media data. So all these data set, so text data, image data, audio data, video data, social media data, all these data comes in non-numeric data. And max QDA is fantastic in some features. Like for example, if you have some audio data and video data, the max QDA can transcribe the audio and video files. This feature I have not seen in any other software. So this is one of the great feature of max QDA. So I hope the basic difference in terms of data is clear. So we are going to use all kind of data sets. We are going to use PDF, Word file, image, audio, video, social media. All kind of data we are going to use in this workshop. The second part is that whenever you use SPSS or quantitative softwares, the main objective is statistical analysis and hypothesis testing. But in qualitative data analysis, we cannot do statistical analysis, and hypothesis testing is impossible. Just remember that hypothesis testing is impossible. in qualitative data analysis. Hardly 1% you can see. You can add actually in qualitative, but in qualitative data analysis, there is no hypothesis testing. So we only explore the data, understand the data, and provide the summary in the output. So you have to take this mindset that we have to take summary from the data and present in a publishable format. So what is that publishable format? We will also discuss on that. So I hope this point is also clear. So what is the focus? So conclusion. So when we talk about the conclusion, in quantitative conclusion is statistical objectives conclusions, objective conclusions. But here conclusion are subjective. So what is subjective? It means if Mr. X is doing qualitative, his result may be different from Mr. Y, Mr. Z. So if three people use the same data and do the same analysis, there is a possibility the answer will be different. So there is a lot of subjectivity in the conclusion. So this is one of the greatest challenge also in qualitative data analysis, that the conclusion should not have any bias. Conclusion should not be biased. So we have to follow some triangulation rule, some other rules. So we will discuss on that also. How to face or how to save this kind of problem. So, but the point is very clear. In the output, we have to provide our subjective conclusion in depth insight. Now, the how to collect the data. The last point is the how to collect the data. In quantitative, the data is collected from the questionnaire survey, secondary sources like Bloomberg and Thomson Reuters, websites, Probes, experiments. But qualitative data we collect from the interview, and interview is the main source of collecting the qualitative data. And I'm telling you one thing. So after learning the qualitative data, I develop a habit in myself to take interview from the other people. So whenever I meet some uh, successful people or businessman or professor, I start taking interview from them. It is my habit because the qualitative data analysis will change your mindset. The moment you learn all these techniques, and if your mindset is not changed, then there is no benefit of learning the qualitative data analysis. So qualitative data analysis will change your mindset, the way you have to collect the information from others. So taking interview is one of the habit. Then focus group. Focus group means now interview from a single person, and focus group means a group discussion kind of thing. Then normal discussion. Like if you sit with him in a meeting and raise some points, extract some information with the help of your observation only. Sometimes we are not asking anything, but note down our observation. So that is also a way of collecting the data. Now, social media data. Social media data means the YouTube comments, customer reviews in Amazon.com, Flipkart.com, right? So there are these data are very, very effective data for analysis, for projects, for research papers, newspaper, because the latest information first published in the newspaper. So we have conducted many studies where the data is coming from newspaper, images, audio, video, and these are the different data set. So once you clear with the Difference between the quantitative and qualitative data. Now, in qualitative data, we try to understand human experiences, behavior, phenomena from the people. Mm. So, the data is coming from the human being most of the time, how they feel, their experience. Like I'm giving you one example. In 2019, so I was thinking to start a consulting firm after giving the job. So, leaving the job, starting business. So, I decided to go for qualitative research. I met many around 25 businessmen and asked that what are the secrets of the business, and on the basis of their experience I develop a conclusion. So this is one of the basic example of qualitative data analysis. So when you decide, and in projects, we sometimes we data collect the data from the women entrepreneurs, we collected the data from the investors, we collected the data from customers. So all these are human beings. So we try to understand the way their experience, their perception, and on the basis of their viewpoint, the viewpoint of the people, their examples, real life context, we have to present our summary. So this is the way we run the qualitative data analysis. And between the input to the output, the software play a very important role in between. To collect the input and put the data into the software, and software will give you the output. But in output, you need to remember that the output is a kind of summary or suggestion or solution of the research problem. So whatever problem you started with, you should end with the concrete solution of the problem. Okay, this is one example. Many qualified teachers struggle to get good teaching position or achieve timely promotion. So in academics, I found there are two problems. One, number one, getting a good job, and second, getting the timely promotion. So these are the basic problems in teaching line. Now, the question is that can you arrive at a solution on the basis of feedback received from the others? Is it possible or not? Answer is yes. So this problem cannot be solved by quantitative data, but this problem can be solved by taking the input from senior professors. And if you implement the suggestions, so you will get definitely good job, and definitely you will get timely promotion. Okay, so let's move. So what is qualitative research? Uh, we collect the data in the format of text, audio, video observations, and the design is very flexible. We came out with the conclusions. So I think this slide is we already covered. So the most common data collection methods are interviews, focus group discussion, observation, and we also do content analysis. Okay, so this slide, only one point. Actually, the qualitative data is around you. It's near to you. In every day, we read the newspapers, we watch the Facebook, Instagram reels. All these are qualitative data. We talk to the people. So qualitative data is available everywhere. The problem is how to convert this data into the research paper. How to convert this data into the meaningful conclusion. The only problem is this. So, qualitative data is there is no problem of availability. The qualitative data is plenty of data is available. You can see that the 90% of the data is actually qualitative data, but the problem is that only a researcher can see this data. Everybody cannot see this data. I'm talking about from research point of view. From research point of view, only a researcher can see this data. It is everywhere. So after this workshop, I hope I'm able to improve your mindset so that you can convert the qualitative data into a paper. Okay. So these are the main form data set that we are going to use. Interview transcript, company reports. Company report means we have conducted many studies where we collected the IPO prospectus, sustainability reports of the company. So you can also apply the qualitative data analysis on the company reports. News published in the newspaper. Recently, one law student asked me, "Sir, I want to write a paper." And the problem is that in law, the data is only qualitative. So I said, "Okay, no, not a problem. Tell me the latest problem in legal aspect." So she told me that nowadays I saw that some lawyers are talking about the deep fake videos. So I suggest her to collect the news on deep fake technology. So deep fake technology, I hope you everybody know that what is deep fake technology. So it is a AI use of AI in making fraud videos of celebrities, something like that. So she collected the news articles on deep fake technology and converted that into a paper. So you can also take the news published in the newspaper and convert into the paper. Then images is one of the uh, qualitative data, and Instagram is full of images. Many images are there, and you can use these images. Like for example, the post by social media influencers. You can use these posts. You can use print media as a data for analysis. Then Twitter. Earlier, Twitter was very popular, but now Elon Musk has put many restriction in downloading the data. So now we are having a problem in getting the data from the Twitter. But suddenly, the data from YouTube is very popular. So collecting the YouTube videos and YouTube comments is very easy now, and you can collect latest information through the comments, right? So whenever you run a YouTube video, you can find out there are thousands of comments right below the video, and all these comments are basically the expression from the public. Public also want to express their views. You can also analyze those views and can convert into a themes, and themes can be converted into a paper. So social media data, audio and video data, audio interviews, video files. YouTube have so many video files. Books and research papers. Research paper is one of the common data set because every researcher is doing the literature review. So for literature review, they are sometimes doing thematic review. sometimes systematic literature review. So you can also use qualitative data analysis technique for doing thematic review and systematic literature review. Okay. So now we are moving to the more complicated concepts. So I hope you are comfortable till this. So there are some basic points that we cannot test hypothesis or test theory in qualitative data analysis. Rather, we are building new theories. So remember one sentence, that we are not testing the old theories, we are developing new theories in qualitative data analysis. So this is the punchline of qualitative data analysis. Forget old theory, make new theory. So remember this always. And the generalized findings are not generalized, as I told you that there's a lot of subjectivity. There's a chances of subjectivity in the qualitative data analysis. So you have to work hard to remove the biasness from the subjectivity. And at the last, you have to answer the research question. Whatever research question you started with, at the end, you have to answer these research questions. Okay, like all of you must face one question. So, how to enter into super rich club? So recently, I came to know that if your net worth is more than 10 CR, you enter into a HNI club. And entering into HNI club is a very reputed thing from a businessman point of view. Hmm. Now the question is that possible and impossible is different thing. The question is that how can we enter into HNI club in next 5 years? If anybody can answer your query, right? So think how much happy you feel. So we are also working on this on these lines, that how to enter into HNI club in the 5 years. So qualitative data analysis is finding out the solution of these orthodox questions. So I hope up to now you understand that what is qualitative. There is no experiment in qualitative data analysis. We only examine the perception, action, and feeling of participant, detailed analysis, and finally give the answer. Now I'm entering into next level of qualitative data analysis. So we are going to develop the basics of qualitative data. So up to this, I just explained that what is qualitative data, what is the purpose of collecting qualitative data, what kind of output we are going to offer, present in the paper, in a qualitative research paper. Now we are moving to the technical part. And this technical part takes some time to understand. So number one, thematic analysis. Thematic analysis is the backbone of qualitative data analysis. And you know that there are different type of thematic analysis. So reflexive thematic analysis, inductive, deductive, hybrid, semantic, latent, codebook. So let's try to understand what is thematic analysis. And after thematic analysis, we have the grounded theory. There are, you can see that there are Glazerian approach, structured coding approach. So these are the different approach of grounded theory. Then there are different type of phenomenological studies, ethnography, So, but don't worry, I'm not going to explain all the things in one session. It will take time. Today, I'm going to explain you the complete, thorough thematic analysis. It will take 10 to 15 minutes, and then we will move to the max QDA demonstration. Now, the first question is, what is thematic analysis? How can we explain thematic analysis? So, I'm explaining in my way. Suppose I ask you to give a open book exam, right? For example, I am teaching a class, and I told the class, because I am teaching a very new subject, books are not available on this subject. So uh, I will sit you all in library. You can take magazines, you can take books, you can take research papers. Internet is not allowed. And I will give you questions and you have to write the answer. That's it. Suppose 60 students, they sit in the library and they have complete access to the journals, research papers, the newspapers, the books. So each student is having access to all these. And I'm asking simple question that you have to answer some questions. So in this process, the student try to find out the information from the different sources. And on the basis of the information collected, he will write the answer. So if you imagine that if you are in the library, so what you will do? So you will collect the newspaper, read the news, identify the important keyword, and on the basis of the keyword, you will write the answer. So imagine that you found a article on the question that is asked in the exam. You found a article, and you know that on the basis of the article, I can answer the question. So when you read the article, you try to identify the most important keyword. You want to identify the most important sentences, and on the basis of the most important keywords and sentences, you will write the answer. This process is known as thematic analysis. So thematic analysis is divided in 5 stages. Number one, collect the data. Number two, identify the important keyword and the sentences. And number three, let me write all these things. So now I'm going to explain that what is thematic analysis. And every qualitative data analysis include these steps. So number one, first collect the data. It may be a interview data or a news or a research paper. Most of you have read many research papers, so you can understand that first of all we collect the data. Then read the data. Read the qualitative data, basically read the research paper, read the news, read the interviews. Then the next is identify. Now this is very important. Important keywords and important sentences. So these two you have to identify most important keyword and sentences. Then you make the category. Like for example, if you make the notes, then you have to make the notes under some headlines. Like for example, this is advantage, this is disadvantage, and this is opportunity, right? So basically all these keywords and sentences, some keywords come in this theme, some come in second theme, some come in third theme. So this process is known as classification or make the category of the themes. And the next is develop a code book. Code book is a summary. So in this code book, you write that this is the theme, this is the important keyword, and sometimes we calculate the weight. So in qualitative data analysis, we do this process very common. This process is known as thematic analysis. Let me delete it. So don't worry, slowly and slowly you will understand the concept. Now the thematic analysis is divided into different types. So number one, I'm explaining one by one. So number one is reflexive thematic analysis. Let me give you some example. In one of the project, I meet with a doctor. So doctor is saying that I am doing one study and I am doing a research on lung function of the human being. And I found that the patient which are suffering from vitamin D problem are having more problem for related to the lungs. So basically, sometimes what happens, you already have the knowledge of the area, and this knowledge appears in the themes. So you put your knowledge in the themes. Simple. So this is called reflexive thematic analysis. So it is a very common problem. Sometimes we are doing research as a teacher. So we try to replicate our knowledge in the themes. So if you do this activity, so this is a purely reflexive thematic analysis. So I put some examples here. Reflexive thematic analysis view themes as actively constructed by the researcher, not discovered automatically from data. Sometimes we develop the themes on the basis of our experience. So that is called reflexive thematic analysis. I think it is clear. So when a doctor is doing research, he put his knowledge in the development of themes. When a businessman is doing research, he will put his experience in the development of the themes. Now, next is opposite to that, just opposite to this is inductive thematic analysis. Now, these keywords are very, very important because if you understand these keywords, you can impress others. Now, second is inductive. Inductive means purely theme that is developed purely on the basis of the data. Whatever data is saying, we will develop the theme according to that. So we are not putting our mind in development of the themes. So this is known as purely inductive thematic analysis. Whatever data says, we just make the theme on the basis of that. So we develop the themes purely from the data. The third theme is deductive thematic analysis. Now, most of the researchers are doing actually deductive thematic analysis, theory driven themes. For example, I want to do research why people are adopting AI technology. So, my research problem is related to the adoption of AI technology. And you know that there is a model which explain the technology adoption model, UTET model. You know that all of you have heard about, must heard about UTET model. UTET model say that technology adoption depends upon four factors. One is the effort expectancy, performance expectancy, subjective norms, and perceived facilitating conditions. But I believe that in the context, this is my context is AI technology. The theory is about any technology. है ना? Theory is about any technology. But my context is the AI technology. It may be possible that there are some factors which are not explained by the theory, and I want to find out these factors from the research. So in this case, I will adopt the deductive thematic analysis because my objective is very clear that I want to find out a factor which is not explained by the theme. And also, I want to relate the theory with the themes also. So, in deductive thematic analysis, I use pre existing theory or concept to develop the theme. I hope it is clear. Now, the next is sometimes we combine both inductive and deductive thematic analysis. So, we take some theme from the theory and we take some theme from the outside. So, we combine the deductive and inductive. So, some factor from the theory, some factor from the outside, and then combine the factors. And this is the hybrid thematic analysis. Now we have the finally two semantic coding. So, what is the meaning of semantic coding? Semantic coding means whatever other person say, I just use those words as it is, right? I don't find out the meaning behind that. Right? The whatever words other people are using, taking the word as it is. So that is called semantic coding. Semantic coding means you cannot change the language. You have to take the language as it is. Like for example, if a teacher say that I didn't get promoted because my research paper was fewer. So I can make the theme that poor research paper, poor research, right? This could be a theme. But in this case, I'm changing the language. So if I changing the language, the concept is different. But I take this language as it is. This is called semantic coding. The other coding is latent coding means if you try to find out the meaning behind the sentence, then you can take it as a latent coding. If you take those word as it is semantic coding. And but if you want to take the meaning behind the sentence, then it is called latent coding. On the basis of this, we develop the themes. And finally, this is the template guided thematic analysis. Template guided thematic analysis is applicable when the research is done by a group, a team member. Many times, if you do systematic literature review, so you assign 25 papers to one scholar, this much paper to other scholar, this much paper to other scholar. It means everybody is doing the same thing. Same kind with interview or news. So in this case, we develop a code book. We assign code book to every team member. The team member have to fill the code book. So basically, the code book is a standardized themes, a standardized set of themes. So when you have a standardized set of themes already made standardized themes, then it is known as the template guided thematic analysis, and it is very popular in systematic literature review. So today I discussed the what is qualitative data, what is the purpose of qualitative data analysis, how it is different from quantitative analysis, and we also discussed the backbone of the qualitative data analysis, that is known as thematic analysis. So I stop here. Now I'm going to demonstrate the software. So every day we discuss the theory and the software both. So closing the PPT. Okay. So if in case of Max CUDA, so if you go to the website, you go to the free trial, and you can see this page, start your free trial, put your email ID here, click on this and click on I am not a robot and send. So if you send it, you will get a mail like this. So this is the trial code, and from this link you can download the software. So after installation of the software with the help of trial code, they will give you the trial code of 14-15 days. But don't worry, on 25th I'm going to give you the key which will be operate available for next 2 months. It will work for next 2 months. And Max QDA, actually, this software is promoting their software, so getting a key is not a difficult task. After the installation, you can see this icon, and the installation process is very simple. When you open the Max QDA, the Max QDA page will open, and on 25th, click on this. But today we have to click on trial version. So this is the front page of the software, not a front page, but you can enter from here. So you can click on the new project. The new project is exercise 2. You can give any name or day 1, and save this project on the desktop within a folder. So you can make one folder, the Max QDA exercises. So make one folder in C drive or D drive, whatever location you like. And inside this, save your project. So when you save the project, this is the front page. You can do some up and down. Basically, In this page, you have four section. So I'm showing you the section. This is section one. This is called document section. So whenever you import any file, you can see all the files here. Second section is coding section. So you can see the codes developed by you. This is output. You can see the document, you can see the video, audio file. Third, and this is the fourth. We will use this later on. So there are four sections you can see in this, and you can minimize like this way. So you can minimize. And if you go to the home, so you can take, okay. So you have the document section. In the first section, basically in the bottom, you can see the other pages also, but because of the Zoom, I have some problem. So this is my import data file, and this is the code file. So first of all, we are doing one exercise first of all. So you can see the import, and when you click on the import, these are the text option. So you can import the text file, PDF file, Word file. You can download the transcripts, focus group, images, audio, video. You can also import survey data, and you can also import the data from the YouTube, web pages, structured data. So today and on the next day, we will do some exercises only on the data set. So I'm showing you, if I click on this, the software is asking that which file you want to download. So in the Google Drive, I gave you the data set. I'm showing you the file. So I keep all type of data in this folder. This folder is available in the Google Drive. These are the different type of data set. So I have my Word files here. So I can open, and you can see the files are available here. So next, I'm going to import the images. So I have one folder for images. So these are the images. You can download the images. So download images. These are the 5 images I downloaded. Then I am showing you audio files. So I have one audio file here, ANOVA. So import one by one. Open. The software is asking you, you want to transcribe also? I say yes. And in which language you want to transcribe? So I click on the English US, and click on transcribe. Transcribe means whatever language anybody is speaking, you can see in the text format. So the file is successfully imported. Actually, some portion you are not able to see. I think you can see this blue button on the below. Because of the zoom, I think it is this. You can see see my cursor green. So actually, the process is going on. The another file is video file, and I want to import the video. So this is a YouTube video I want to import. So you can import any video, transcribe, language is English, and transcribe. Actually, the problem is that I hope now you can see this transcribing is going on. So I'm not able to see because of the zoom. Otherwise, the transcribing process is going on. So once this process stops, so you can see that these audio and video files are here. Now, if you click on any file, yeah, actually, because of the zoom, I'm not able to see. Now it is fine. If I click on any file, so this material within the file is visible. Even if you click on the uh, audio file or the video file, so you can see that whatever somebody is speaking in the audio or video, you can also see the material in text format. So this transcription option is fantastic option in Max QDA. Okay, and I will continue this session, the demonstration in the next day also. So today, try to, if you install the software, so try to import the PDF file, the text file. I can also import the research papers. Okay, one of the file is actually, I think is a book. So you can also import the research paper. So this is a very simple exercise and try to do this exercise. So we will move slowly and slowly to the next level and we will see all the functions, all the facilities provided by the MaxQDA software. And now I am closing the session. In case if you have any query, you can ask. I am going to unmute you and you can unmute and ask the query. So all of
Sir,
you are, yeah.
hi sir, my name is Anand. I'm from Nagpur. I have a question regarding the YouTube video, those comment sections that we're talking about.
Mhm.
How to understand and how to differentiate between comments which are genuine and which are just there for trolls? Because nowadays there are n number of troll. Even we do comment sometimes as a troll. So how do we segregate them while we are using them in our system?
Well, basically, your query is uh, related to the natural language processing algorithm. The There are many algorithm which can first of all clean the all the sentences, all the comments, but still in entire qualitative data analysis, there is no algorithm which can differentiate between whether you are positive or you are making a comment. Like for example,
Okay.
if I say you that are bada smart, you very smart, right? And very funny. Right. If I say very funny. So basically, my intention may be negative. But the problem is that software will consider this as a positive sentence. Positive,
Positive comment.
yeah. I've actually this issue is discussed in many platforms, but the problem is still there is no algorithm available in entire world which can differentiate between the comment and the uh, troll, the word you are using.
अच्छा.
अभी तक ना कोई ऐसा एल्गोरिथम बना ही नहीं है कि जो कमेंट को और टोंट को अलग कर सके.
अच्छा. नहीं, बिकॉज कई बार होता है ना, हम भी कई बार कमेंट कर देते हैं, ऐसे
आई
लूज
अंडरस्टैंड.
कमेंट हो जाता है कई बार. तो
Yes, yes, yes. Actually, we can by manual process we can identify that thing, that is not a problem. Manually we can do it because if we figure out the words and we go in detail, right? Suppose I find out a positive word. I want to see that what is the whole sentence is about. So then we can do it manually. That is not a problem. But automatically it cannot be done.
ओके.
Yeah. So feel free to ask.
Hi, Professor. This is Amira from London. So I'm a PhD scholar. Thank you so much for providing such a nice platform to learn about the software. So I already put my question in the chat. Like in RTA, as you said, it's a kind of reflective.
Humaira, your
Uh,
voice is cracking. So
am I
please
audible
speak.
now? Am
You're
I
audible,
audible now?
but speak slowly. Some
Yeah, sorry. So my question is that in RTA technique, if the researcher makes such claims, can't it be challenged? Like why the researcher made such claims, whereas it doesn't link with the actual data or the feedback, as you said in your slide. Like we can innovate the claims by ourselves in such a particular technique which calls RTA. So how we can justify that particular technique?
Myra, I'm not able to understand what you're saying. Maybe
Sorry,
because of
I'm
the.
so sorry because I'm in the traveling. I think so. That's the reason that
Ma'am,
I'm not audible enough.
could you write the questions in the chat box so that sir can
Because
understand?
actually the voice is cracking, so I'm not able to hear properly.
Okay, I'm
Sir,
I'm going to write my question in the chat box. Thank you.
hmm.
Thank you.
You please type the question. I like to answer definitely. Okay. So one question is coming from Simran in reflective thematic analysis. Okay. Okay, so one of the question is that you can see in the chat box. So in reflexive thematic analysis, if the researcher makes such themes, can't it be challenged? Like why the researcher made some? Okay, actually, you are right that in reflexive, by default, it reflect in the themes. Suppose you are having medical background, so definitely you develop some themes related to that area also. Reflective, uh, for to remove this kind of problem, subjectivity in the thematic analysis, you have to validate the theme by different methods. Like for example, you have to show the themes to the other expert or the different expert and discuss the themes with these expert and ask for any modification or for the validation. So this is one step that you have to do to remove the subjectivity. And second, in qualitative data analysis, there is a triangulation method. Triangulation method means you do the same thing, but in three different ways. So with the help of triangulation method, this subjectivity can be removed.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, so Subaira is asking, okay, so let me continue with this. Sumaira madam is asking that we mean that we have to validate the data from the industry expert or academician. Yes, actually, this kind of validation is required, definitely required in qualitative data analysis. Because whenever you present a paper or whenever you write a thesis, this question definitely comes that how can you say the themes are not suffering from the biasness or subjectivity? Because there is a lot of possibility of subjectivity in qualitative data. So whatever output you are showing, there could be possibility. So for that, you have to validate the themes with the help of some industry or academic experts. It is true.
Sir, I have a question.
Uh, Puneet,
Yes.
let's okay. I will give you the time to ask, but the chat is going on. Then Sumira madam is saying that okay. So suppose the question is that suppose there is a difference between the theme I am developing and the modification the expert is asking me to change. Suppose there is a change in the opinion of my output and the expert output. So in that case, if there is a significant difference of opinion, then you need to modify because uh, number one, you have to discuss with at least five experts, and if all the five are having same opinion but opinion different from your team, then you need to modify it. Yeah, Puneet, yeah, what is your query?
Sir, when we are about to write a research article, so in that we need to mention which type of thematic analysis we are using.
Yes, yes, definitely. Because if you are doing a literature review or thematic review, you must be clear that what is my purpose of doing it. Like sometimes you want to develop a model because most of the time, one of the purpose of doing thematic review is to develop a framework, and a kind of framework. So in that case, you can say this is a hybrid kind of thematic analysis where some of the themes I'm taking from the theory and some themes I'm trying to develop from the thematic review. So you must be clear that what is my purpose of doing the thematic analysis.
So purpose means my research objectives and questions, or how I am developing the my way of developing these things. This means this or that.
देखो आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव कुछ तो होगा ना.
Yeah, जी.
जैसे मान लो आपका आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव है टू आइडेंटिफाई, है ना.
Hmm.
सो इन दिस केस इट इज प्योरली इंडक्टिव, राइट. इफ योर ऑब्जेक्टिव इज बिकॉज जो भी आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव है, जैसे आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव है टू आइडेंटिफाई द फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग दिस और टू आइडेंटिफाई दिस. सो व्हेन यू आर ट्राइंग टू आइडेंटिफाई, the identify may be inductive or it may be deductive or it may be combined,
Okay, sir.
but you should be clear. अगर आप मुझे एग्जैक्ट ऑब्जेक्टिव बताओगे ना, मैं इमीडिएटली बता दूंगा कि कौन सा होगा. लेकिन अगर जनरलाइज करना है, सो इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू जनरलाइज इट. It depends upon the objective to objective. Like for example, some say that I am going to identify the factor to test the relationship between the factors and the purchase intention or adoption behavior. So if you want to develop a framework, then the type of thematic analysis is different.
So वो तो फिर
So
qualitative data में नहीं आ गया if we are testing the relations between two
ये सारे
variables.
क्वालिटेटिव ही तो है.
Sorry, quantitative.
नहीं नहीं, फ्रेमवर्क डेवलप करना तो क्वालिटेटिव हो गया ना, टेस्टिंग तो बात की बात है.
Okay, okay.
Your what is your purpose, that define the type of thematic analysis you have to do.
Hmm. Okay, sir.
ठीक है, आप समझने की कोशिश करो जो मैं कह रहा हूँ, राइट.
Please.
Good evening, sir.
या प्रियंका.
So my question is, when I'm doing a mixed method research, So should
Mhm.
I do qualitative first and then quantitative, or an opposite?
Normally, qualitative come first. Why? Because you can, if you do qualitative data analysis, so you can identify some themes, or you can do
Hmm.
some sentiment analysis, or you can some I means after that you can add these things into the quantitative side.
Okay.
So in most
So,
of these studies,
hmm.
quantitative normally come before the quantitative analysis.
Okay.
But in
And sir, if I'm
in,
doing,
hmm, in some case,
yeah, yeah.
you cannot go for the data collection after the qualitative, because your questionnaire is like that. Some of the questions are qualitative and some of the questions are quantitative. Then ideally you should do qualitative first, but it will not affect the other part.
Okay. And sir, if I'm doing qualitative first, so it would be inductive thematic
So that
analysis. Yeah,
that depends.
yes, that is
That
depends.
depends.
Okay.
I
Okay.
can't say that it is always inductive or it is always deductive. It depends upon the research problem.
Okay. Okay. But I'm trying to explore first when I'm
If
doing
you
qualitative.
purely exploring, right? Sometimes we are purely exploring the topic is entirely new, right?
Hmm.
That is inductive in nature.
Inductive. Okay. ठीक है. So
So
my
can you
next
please
question is, sir.
explain
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
a distinction
So my
between
next,
inductive and deductive?
Yeah, और next question कोर्स किसका है?
sir, ma'am, I think has similar question to this, so I stopped.
Okay, so what is the question?
So what is a distinction between inductive and deductive? इसमें बहुत confusion होती है हमेशा.
कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं है इसमें. देखो, डिडक्टिव का मतलब है कि यू ऑलरेडी नो द थ्योरी एंड यू ट्राइंग टू रेप्लिकेट दैट. ठीक है, यू नो द थ्योरी and you are just trying to prove the theory. This is purely deductive.
Okay, so this
And
already existing theory.
हाँ, आपको आंसर पहले ही पता है, उसको
Okay,
प्रूव कर रहे हो आप,
okay,
है ना? यू ऑलरेडी नो द आंसर एंड यू आर जस्ट प्रूविंग इट. So this
okay,
is deductive. Inductive means you don't know anything and the result entirely depend upon the data.
okay.
So that is inductive. आपको कुछ नहीं पता कि क्या है क्या नहीं है. So your first time you are doing. So whatever conclusion you will made will be entirely depends upon the data. So that is inductive.
Sir,
So then
generally
how?
हम डिडक्टिव क्वांटिटेटिव में नहीं करते हैं. मतलब
In quantitative, most of the studies already deductive because hypotheses are
डिडक्टिव,
already
यस.
built. But in qualitative, most of the studies are inductive.
So then when
ओके.
we say both inductive and deductive approaches are being applied, तो वो कैसे होता है?
So normally, if you are doing some qualitative study, better it is inductive in nature, right? And in quantitative studies, you already have the hypothesis, you already have the objective, everything is already ready. So it is deductive.
Okay, sir.
So my next question is, I saw otter in your slides. So generally we use otter to transcribe the interview data, but
Yeah,
it
it
has
is
a
a
limit of
AI
five.
tool to transcribe the
Yes, sir.
file. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, so it has a limit of five. With one account, we can only transcribe five interview scripts. So does Max QDA also has a
Limitation.
limit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So it is also having limit.
So what is the limit, sir? Five only?
1 hour. In trial, it is
Okay,
having 1 hour.
maximum. मैक्सिमम. सर वो फ्री ट्रायल में है 1 आवर या परचेज वर्जन में भी 1 आवर ही है?
परचेज का नहीं है हमारे पास, हम लोग की देंगे ना, वो की में कुछ और की में डिफरेंट हो सकता है.
अच्छा ठीक है. और सर हम सेंटिमेंट एनालिसिस भी करेंगे?
Yes, it is one of the important qualitative analysis.
ठीक है सर, मेरा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, ट्रायंगुलेशन हम 3 मेथड से कर सकते हैं आपने बोला, एक इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स, एक एकेडमिशियन से पूछ के, और थर्ड क्या होगा?
कुछ लोग केस स्टडी भी करते हैं कि एक प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम्पल ले लेते हैं उसका, एंड यू कैन ऑल्सो डू क्वांटिटेटिव ऑल्सो।
अच्छा, उसी का क्वांट कर लिया तो थर्ड वे हो गया।
यस, आप केस ले
माय
सकते हो,
लास्ट,
केस स्टडी ले सकते हो।
सर केस तो हर एक में पॉसिबल नहीं हो, हर रिसर्च क्वेश्चन में
नहीं
केस
नहीं,
एनालिसिस।
एग्जाम्पल एग्जाम्पल ही तो लेना है आपको क्या।
अच्छा ओके।
और you can
ठीक
do
है,
a you in some studies I have seen that they conducted a small study to prove their point,
पायलट स्टडी।
kind of.
ओके, my last question sir, you said the license can be used from 25th Jan and maybe 25th March तक 2 months चलेगा. Now if I
Yes, yes.
intend to use it little later,
Mhm.
can I do that?
Actually, nowadays, na, so many people are conducting the workshop on MX QDA, so you can attend anyone and take the key.
Sir, I take the key from you and do not, I don't use it on 25th
No, no,
Jan,
it
but
will
use it
end.
later.
It will
It
end
will end
on
after two
25th March.
months.
Yes. Nowadays, the companies are giving fixed date keys,
Okay, ठीक है.
so they
Thank you
will
sir.
start from 25th of January and will end on 25th of March.
Okay, ठीक है. Thank you sir.
Thank you.
सर वो पूछ सकता हूँ सर, वो जो रह गया था बीच में।
हाँ बोलो। तुम्हारा क्वेश्चन था
जी।
कि either what is the difference between the average of the factor and the
करेक्ट।
imputed value.
जी 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 जी।
Basically, imputed value is the construct loading multiplied by the value. It is a weighted average kind of,
ओके
and average is simple average. So I
ओके
suggest you to use smart PLS or MOS for imputing the factors.
ओके।
Yeah.
लेकिन सर जैसे अगर हम एसपीएसएस में सिंपल एवरेज निकाल के एनालिसिस आउटकम निकालते हैं, तो उसमें तो वैल्यू डिफरेंट है और इम्प्यूटेशन में डिफरेंट वैल्यू आती है।
हम्म।
तो क्या ये फाइनल आउटकम भी इम्पैक्ट कर सकता है सर क्या?
बहुत मामूली,
ओके
ज्यादा नहीं करेगा, बहुत मामूली।
ठीक है सर। वेटेड सर जैसे इम्प्यूटेड जो इम्प्यूटेड वैल्यूज होती हैं उनका हम जेड स्कोर कैलकुलेट सिर्फ मॉडरेशन के
नहीं, जेड
इंटरेक्शन।
स्कोर नहीं, जेड स्कोर कैलकुलेट नहीं करते हैं।
ओके। और मॉडरेशन के केस में हम लोग जेड स्कोर कैलकुलेट करते हैं, तो सिर्फ हम लोग जेड स्कोर मॉडरेशन के केस में ही करते हैं सर क्या?
एक्चुअली जो टेक्निक की आप बात करो ना, वो बहुत ऑब्सोलीट हो चुकी है, अब कोई उसको यूज नहीं करता।
ओके
अब आप स्मार्ट पीएलएस पे करो, उसको ज्यादा अच्छा है।
ठीक है सर। ठीक है सर। थैंक यू।
क्या
सर
ये।
हमारी फ्यूचर में स्मार्ट पीएलएस की वर्कशॉप आपने प्लान करी है, ये कोई
हाँ
ऑनलाइन?
हाँ, एक दो महीने में हो जाएगी।
अच्छा. And sir, there is one question in the chat box and ma'am is saying that her mic is not working.
हाँ, मैं वही उसी क्वेश्चन का आंसर देने वाला हूँ। The madam is asking that what is the sample size of qualitative data analysis? So, can anybody like to answer this? Okay, big basic question is that if we are taking interview, from how many people we should take the interview? So my answer is that any number between 15 to 25 is good.
Can I respond to a question, please, sir? If you allow me? Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, but as some of the rule internationally, if we talk about the interviews, like you can choose 2 to 3 interviews. It would be fine to get the thematic analysis to different softwares, whether it's Envivo or MaxQDA, as per my knowledge. But it's like most of the interviews we don't require it. Or you can get only 3 to 5 interviews, even though, but the interviews responses should be linked with your questions and with your research so far. Thank you.
Yeah. So, according to me, any number between 15 to 25 is good.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर।
Yes, Jasbir.
हाँ सर, नमस्कार। सर
Yes.
जैसे मैंने एक एसएलआर लिखना है, एक्सप्लोर करना है, जैसे एप्लीकेशन ऑफ इंडस्ट्री 5.0 इन एग्रीकल्चर सप्लाई चेन इन
Mhm.
फॉर अचीविंग डीकार्बोनाइजेशन सर।
Mhm.
तो उसमें मेरे जैसे दो क्वेश्चन भी है, रिसर्च क्वेश्चन है, एक ऑब्स्टेकल्स के ऊपर है और एक एनेबलर्स के ऊपर है, फाइंड आउट।
ठीक है।
तो इसमें सर कौन सा थीमेटिक एनालिसिस अप्लाई होगा और फ्रेमवर्क कैस किस उसमें होगा सर?
ये इसमें आपका थीमेटिक जो होगा वो इंडक्टिव वाला होगा, क्योंकि इस पे ना कोई थ्योरी नहीं मिलेगी आपको, बिकॉज इंडस्ट्री 5 इज ए लेटेस्ट टॉपिक एंड आई डोंट थिंक एनी थ्योरी इज अवेलेबल ऑन दिस टॉपिक. So according to me, if you are doing a thematic analysis on this issue, it should be inductive purely.
तो सर जैसे अगर लिटरेचर मिलता है तो फिर डिटेक्टिव अप्लाई हो सकता है इस पे सर?
हाँ देखो, जो भी कोई थ्योरी अवेलेबल है ना मार्केट में, वो बिहेवियर के आसपास अबाउट से रिलेटेड है. कभी भी थ्योरी आपको इसलिए नहीं मिलेगी कि इनेबलर क्या होंगे या प्रॉब्लम क्या होगी. इस तरह की टॉपिक्स पे थ्योरी नहीं मिलती है.
तो सर फिर इसमें कोई रिपोर्ट्स वगैरह या ग्रे लिटरेचर का यूज होगा या कैसे होगा सर?
इसमें आप न्यूज आर्टिकल ले सकते हो, क्योंकि इंडस्ट्री 5 पे आपको न्यूज आर्टिकल तो मिल ही जाएंगे कम से कम, है ना.
जी जी।
और रिसर्च पेपर मिल सकते हैं, रिपोर्ट मिल सकती है. तो आप उनको कलेक्ट करने के बाद आप उस पे थीमेटिकल एनालिसिस लगा सकते हो.
ओके। तो थीम जो हम करेंगे, फाइंड आउट करेंगे और सब थीम करेंगे सर, वो
डिपेंड करेगा डेटा
अपने
पे. हाँ.
अपने ओवन वर्ड्स में ही करना पड़ेगा या जो डाटा अवेलेबल है वही एज इट इज ही उसको
नहीं
कॉपी करना
नहीं
पड़ेगा?
नहीं नहीं, बिल्कुल एज इट इज नहीं होता है. बेसिकली आप थीम तो निकालोगे ही, लेकिन उसके अंदर जो कीवर्ड्स होंगे ना, वो एज इट इज होंगे, है
ओके ओके।
ना. तो क्योंकि कीवर्ड तो हम बहुत सारे इकट्ठे करते हैं, और उन कीवर्ड के बेसिस पे हम थीम का नाम देते हैं. तो थीम के नाम में तो हमारी मर्जी चल जाएगी कि भाई हम इसमें अपने हिसाब से नाम दे सकते हैं. कीवर्ड तो डेटा से ही आएगा.
जी सर, थैंक यू सर।
Google Drive link has been shared with us.
नहीं, मैं 25th को ही करूंगा ना. खामोगा लीक हो, क्योंकि
नहीं,
50
गूगल
लोग
ड्राइव
कल.
लिंक सर, ड्राइव
गूगल,
जिस पे
अच्छा ड्राइव लिंक.
प्रेजेंटेशंस।
ओके ओके.
हाँ जी।
गूगल ड्राइव लिंक के लिए मैंने आपको ईमेल का एक वो भेजा है.
द फॉर्म,
ईमेल
यस सर।
ईमेल, है ना. मैं दोबारा शेयर कर दूंगा. You just give me the mail ID. I will add the mail ID in the Google Drive, and the you can access it
ओके,
in next one hour. You
ऑलराइट
just
सर,
provide me your email ID.
ऑलराइट सर, थैंक यू।
Thank you. Okay, next. Okay, one question is coming from the uh, Lalpun. So he's asking that whether we should make the file question wise or respondent wise. So basically, my answer is it is a respondent wise. So first of all, you will, when you take the interview, you take the respondent number one. In respondent number one, question one answer, question two answer, question three answer, like that. So in this way, we should prepare the file. Okay, so any other query?
Yeah, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I am asking one question. During my review, I saw one paper in which some quantitative questions are given and some open-ended questions are given.
Yeah.
So suppose we made survey for 250 respondents.
Mhm.
So is this become the mixed methodology? Because
Yes, it is a mixed method approach, mixed methodology, because in the same questionnaire, you are having some qualitative and some quantitative.
so here the sir respondent from the qualitative also 250.
Okay.
So when we are going to analyze the data, so actually the
Hmm.
data become the big and the themes arises suppose only from three questions or five questions that they
Hmm.
have given as open-ended.
Themes
So is there a
actually, themes only
yeah,
come from the open-ended questions. It will never come from the numeric number.
yeah, yes, sir. So suppose from the suppose three questions they put in the as a open-ended. So maybe seven themes generated like that or six themes generated. So
Yeah.
when we enter the data into the suppose qualitative software, is
Hmm.
there may be any issue because this is 200 respondent like that or 200 plus respondent.
No, there must not be issue any. Actually, when we collect the data from the Google comments, so the Google comments are normally 2,000, 3,000. So when we don't have any problem there, so I don't think any problem come in 250 respondents.
Okay, so because the doctor, I did only for 30, 35 maximum like that. Never did I analysis for more than 30 respondents. So that's why I'm asking: is this suppose we are entering
No
the
problem.
data and generating team? No problem.
No.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hmm. Okay, so any other query?
जो सर मैक्सवेडा सॉफ्टवेयर है ये थीमेटिक एनालिसिस में कैसे हेल्पफुल है सर, क्या फंक्शन फीचर्स हैं इसके?
देखो, मैं आपको ना एक एआई वाला सॉफ्टवेयर भी कराऊंगा। उसमें आप थीम ऑटोमेटिकली निकाल सकते हो। मैक्स क्यूडा में आपकी थीम जो निकलेंगी वो मैनुअल निकलेंगी। ठीक है, आने वाले टाइम में करेंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। अच्छा, एक प्रियंका मैडम ने क्वेश्चन पूछा है, क्या है ये, हाउ टू असाइन वेट टू द कीवर्ड्स और थीम। एक्चुअली कीवर्ड और जो थीम का जो वेट निकलता है ना, वो निकलता है वर्ड फ्रीक्वेंसी के ऊपर। सो हाउ मेनी वर्ड्स बिलोंग टू अ थीम divided by the total number of words in the document. So by calculating this formula, the weight of the theme can be calculated.
Sir, I have just downloaded the Max Q-Day. Should I wait to activate or maybe ये start your
नहीं, आप
free trial
ट्रायल तो
शुरू कर
एक्टिवेट
दूं
आप
या
कर लो उसको, यू आप उसको ट्रायल तो एक्टिवेट कर लो।
ओके
वो तो वैसे भी अ, 13 14 दिन का ही मिलता है।
ओके
ओके।
हेलो सर, सॉरी।
हाँ
जैसे हम
रमेश।
हम हमने
हम्म।
पहले एनवीवो पे भी हम क्वालिटेटिव डेटा एनालिसिस करते थे। सो
हाँ।
ये एनवीवो से मुझे लगता है एडवांस ही होगा।
हाँ, मैं आपको ना 2 3 का सॉफ्टवेयर कराऊंगा। मैक्स क्यूरा तो मैं कराऊंगा ही, उसके अलावा मैं एक दो और कराऊंगा आपको। एंड दे आर वेरी वेरी एडवांस, वेरी एडवांस।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
सर कैन यू प्लीज रिपीट अब जैसे वो आ गया मैक्स क्वेडा माई प्रोजेक्ट टीम प्रोजेक्ट इसको आगे क्या करना था इसका
आप मुझे एक बार स्क्रीन शेयर करके दिखा दो।